ازيك يا مستر حازم. انا ادهم جاد جريد 12A. النهارده هنتكلم عن يوكليد. هنتكلم عن الانترودكشن بتاعته، وهنتكلم عن البيوجرافي بتاعته واللايف وورك بتاعه، وامتى اتولد وامتى مات. تمام. هناخد انترودكشن بس صغير عن يوكليد قبل ما نبدا. ايه هو الانترودكشن؟ although Euclid is a famous mathematician Although Euclid is a famous mathematician, very little is known about his life. It is believed that he was a student of Plato. Euclid was born around 365 BC اتولد سنة 365 BC in Alexandria, Egypt في الإسكندرية, and lived until about 300 BC. Euclid's most famous work in his collection of 13 books dealing with geometry called the Elements. تمام. بس بعد كده هنخش عن البيوجرافي بتاعت يوكليد. البيوجرافي بتاعت يوكليد. Detailed biography of Euclid is given by Arabian authors, mentioning, for example, a birth town of Tyre. This biography is generally believed to be fictitious. If he came from Alexandria, he would have known the Serapeum of Alexandria and the Library of Alexandria, and may have worked there during his time. Euclid's arrival in Alexandria came about 10 years after its founding by Alexander the Great, which means that he arrived 322 BC. تمام. طيب في حاجة تانية. Proclus introduced Euclid only briefly in his commentary on the Elements. According to Proclus, believes that Euclid is not much younger than these, although that Euclid is not much younger than these. Although the apparent citation of Euclid by Archimedes has been judged to be an interpolation by later editors of his works, it is still believed that Euclid wrote his works before Archimedes wrote it. يعني هو كل الكلام ده بيحاول يقول ان الحتة الأخيرة دي بيحاول يقول ان هو يوكليد كتب كلامه قبل أرشميدس. تمام. هي دي الحتة الأخيرة كانت بتقول كده. وبعد كده عندنا الحاجة التانية اللي هي يوكليد لايف وورك. يوكليد اتولد سنة 365 born around 365 in Alexandria, Egypt زي ما قلنا, and lived until 300 BC. قلناها برضه. Most famous work اللي هو collection of 13 books dealing with geometry called the Elements. دي قلناها في الأول خالص. Are said to be the most studied books apart from the Bible. تمام. Books 11-13 deals with solid geometry. تمام. بعد كده عندنا اللي هي حاجة تانية اللي هي Euclid most important contribution of mathematics. Euclid's vital contribution was to gather, compile, organize, and rework the mathematical concepts of his predecessors into a constant whole later, to become known as Euclidean geometry. In Euclid's method, deducations are made from premises or axioms. تمام. معمولة من premises أو axioms. بعد كده عندنا يوكليد داي. ايه هي اليوكليد داي؟ مات امتى؟ Although Euclid is a famous mathematician, very little is known about his life. It is believed that he was a student of Plato. Euclid was born around 365 BC in Alexandria, Egypt, and lived until about 300 BC. Euclid's most famous work, collection 13 books dealing with geometry. اللي هو الكولد elements. وانا كمان حاطط حضرتك فيديو بيشرح الكلام اللي انا بقوله ده كله. تمام، دي صور اليوكليد. تمام كده خلصت. وفي فيديو هيظهر لحضرتك دلوقتي بيشرح اللي انا بقوله او بيوضحه اكتر، وبيوضح اكتر ايه هي الاكزمز وايه هي الاكزمز والبريمسز، بيوضحها اكتر الفيديو اللي انا حاطه لحضرتك.
The word geometry is derived from the Greek words geo, meaning earth, and metron, meaning to measure. Around 325 BC, Euclid, a teacher of mathematics at Alexandria in Egypt, collected all the known work and arranged it in his famous treatise called Elements. He divided the elements into 13 chapters, each called a book. These books influenced the whole world's understanding of geometry for generations to come. Euclid listed 23 definitions in Book 1 of the Elements. Few of Euclid's definitions, also called axioms. 1. A point is that which has no part. 2. A line is a breadthless length, meaning it has no breadth. Third, the ends of a line are points. 4. A straight line is a line which lies evenly with the points on itself. 5. A surface is that which has length and breadth only, meaning it has only length and width. 6. The edges of a surface are lines. 7. A plane surface is a surface which lies evenly with the straight lines on itself. The definitions of a point, a line, and a plane are not accepted by mathematicians today. Therefore, these terms are taken as undefined. Euclid's postulates. 1. A straight line can be drawn from any point to any point. 2. A terminated line can be produced indefinitely. 3. It is possible to describe a circle with any center, any distance. 4. All right angles are equal to one another. 5. If a straight line falling on two straight lines makes the interior angles on the same side of it taken together less than the two right angles, then the two straight lines, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side on which the sum of angles is less than two right angles. Two equivalent versions of the fifth Euclid's postulates. 1. For every line L and for every point P not lying on L, there exists a unique line M passing through P and parallel to L. 2. Two distinct intersecting lines cannot be parallel to the same line. All the attempts to prove the fifth postulate of Euclid using the first four postulates and the other axioms as theorems failed. But those efforts led to the creation of several other geometries called the non-Euclidean geometries. Euclid's axioms. 1. Things which are equal to the same things are also equal to each other. 2. If equals are added to equals, then the wholes are equal.